I was 13 weeks in hospital and getting ready to go home. They had me out in the corridor. In those days, when people had heart operations, they used to call them the zipper club. So there was old guys that were cut here and they used to call them zipper club. Well, I was in the ward with these guys. So that was good for my motivation, I must tell you. But anyway, when I was learning to walk again, we had to get out in the corridor, and I'd often have an old person either side of me, and we'd walk down the corridor. And so that was how I learned to get back on my feet again. Because the brain, you know, I think it was 9 weeks where I wasn't allowed to move. I had all these tubes and things. And so getting going again is an interesting thing. Anyway, the day comes after 13 weeks in hospital. The day comes, I'm going home. I've never been so excited in my life. And Dr. Neary come to see me a final word. And he was a very profound man, so it doesn't surprise me. But his last words were to me, "Don't die with your music locked in you." I had no idea what he was talking about at the time. It sounded good, so I was later to discover that the words "don't die with your music locked in you" are from Benjamin Disraeli, the former British Prime Minister. Probably, as my research shows and what I've said in the book, is they're really probably from Samuel Beckett. Now, Wayne Bennett's made a fortune writing a book, "Don't Die with your music locked in you." But music is another word for gift. Gift is another word for talent. So what Dr. Neary was telling me that day is he was letting me go home after he'd saved my life, is don't die with your music locked in you. And even though I didn't understand him, I knew he'd said something important. And it set me on a journey to discover, well, what does he mean? I discovered that music means talent. Talent means gift. Gift is actually, in the ancient Greek, the word for gift is charisma. There's nothing fake or false about charisma. Not real charisma. Charisma is that deep, inherent stuff that we were born with. It's our music. And it comes to us, we learn it in defining moments. Like you learnt when the floods came, like you learnt when you had to move to another country as a child, like I learnt. And Mike, when you thought about it, you come to Australia, each and every human being has had something important, many things important happen to them. And the lessons of those defining moments leads us to our talents or our gifts, our music. Now I'm here to remind you, the number one role of leadership, doesn't matter whether it's political leadership, doesn't matter whether it's organisational leadership, it doesn't matter what kind it is. Your number one role is to help people find out what their music is. And then bring it to their work. It's to help people uncover what's special about them. What are their unique gifts and talents? It's to find out what makes them sing in their heart. It's finding out what it is they love to do. And then help them to bring that to their work. And I don't care whether it's a factory, I don't care whether it's an office, I don't care whether it's outdoors, I don't care what it is. Because I know this works. From 20 years of doing this with all kinds of organisations in all kinds of places, I know that if you do this, magic happens. What do you think? Your number one role as a business owner, your number one role as a leader is to help people to uncover their music, their talents, their gifts. And so how cool was it for me? I learned this at age 24. Well, I didn't learn it because I didn't know what he meant, but you know, I went on a journey. I said, what does he mean? My wife and we had lots of conversations about this. What does it mean? We did the research, we found out who said it, we found out why they said it, and so on. And it set me on a path that became my destiny. What's your destiny? What's your music? What's your talent?